Hey guys, today we're looking at the Speedy Labs LightFox all-button controller. Speedy Labs has roots in Japanese arcade rhythm games, offering sound Voltec style controllers, but has recently jumped in the world of fighting game peripherals with their LightFox. Now, the LightFox takes aim at the premium leverless tier, and it boasts a few notable features we'll get to here in just a second. Out of the case, we are greeted with some Macho Man Slim Jim art I commissioned for this review copy. The colors pop, the print looks great, and it all just goes right under the chamfered acrylic top layer. You can obviously go without the artwork, but you know that's not our style. Turning it over in the hands, it does have a quality heft and feel, due in no small part to the aluminum bottom, and underneath we see some silicone padding to prevent slippage during gameplay. I recognize the footprint of the device as being in line with the one used by the Snackbox Micro. For this video, I feel that comparing it to the Micro for context will do well to show you how the LightFox has chosen and managed their upgrades. There are a lot of button options for the layouts and controllers these days, but the LightFox went with a classic, more traditional 12-button layout. Again, very similar to the Micro. What does deviate a little here are the aux buttons. By comparison, these ones here have a lot more surface area than classic JFA Micros did. It doesn't sound like a big deal, but if you're recording and resetting the training room for any period of time longer than a minute or two, then these are a much more pleasant experience. But what's probably more interesting is what's under the hood. To get in there, we simply have to remove 4 screws, which is far fewer than most of these devices. There's a provided 2mm hex key that also makes it easy. You can see how much weight that aluminum body contributes to the overall heft. Now everything is powered by GP2040CE firmware, which we are used to at this point if you've watched this channel for any length of time, but I think one of the major selling points is the inclusion of optical switches, which are easier seen now that we have it opened up. Most all-button devices use standard mechanical low-profile switches. The $300 Razer Kitsune is one of the only optical switch options that comes to mind. I don't know if these switches are the future, but it is refreshing to see another device go that route, especially one that's priced to be much cheaper. The LightFox comes with reds by default, but Speedy Labs has 8 different optical switch sets that you can grab to change up the feel. And this is what this set sounds like. The caps feel nice and the slides are good. The cap diameters are all 20mm, apart from a larger jump function. If you'd like to change caps, you can swap out to any of those that use cross-style MX stems. In the top area, there are 3 different sliders. This leftmost one is a 3-position slider to toggle between left stick D-pad and right stick input modes. The next slider is used to toggle between up, neutral, and last input SOCD modes. And then this one at the end is your lockout slider, and it will disable the 6 aux functions on top to reduce your chances of an accidental press and DQ. I keep comparing it to the Snackbox Micro footprint, but this is what it looks like sitting next to some other competitors' models. And these are its dimensions and weight. For reference, this is just over double the weight of a stock Micro. Because it's a GP2040CE based device, you can also use the Web Configurator tool to change up the vibes. To access it, hold start as you plug it into your PC and then type this number into your URL bar. The LightFox has LEDs like many of these devices, and you can of course change them to your preferred color choices and brightness levels in the Web Configurator, or you can just cycle through some preloaded animations. I also love to tweak the little OLED screens to something more fitting. Here I'm going to put in a continuation of the artwork so that his hat will read macho when we plug it in. You can set it for any length of time or even an indefinite amount, but I usually have my splash screens stay active for 30 seconds before returning to the button press indicator. Gameplay was smooth. The optical switches are a fun change beyond a lot of the other controllers that I use, so it feels fairly novel for me. Regardless, I experienced no issues during my time with the device. In these reviews, I try to quickly give a user enough information to make up their own mind based on what they personally prioritize in a controller without a lot of my own extra baggage. For example, if a user travels a lot, they may hold portability higher than I would. But we can all prioritize a lower price point and a strong value proposition. So if a user is comparing this to a Snackbox Micro, which I think is fair to do, then the Micro, even currently on sale from $220 down to $160, has very little going for it that isn't equaled or surpassed by the LightFox. Now, I've purchased a lot of junk food merchandise over the years, and I do really like their amber switches. And then of course, their out-of-the-box, ready-to-go PS5 compatibility will definitely appeal to some. But if you were on the fence regarding which to buy, then here's a handy chart I put together to help you weigh your options. If it's not clear by now, I really enjoyed my time with the device and love what you get for the price point, especially if you're in the market for something with optical switches. Really fun little stickless. If you want to buy your own, they are $120 on the Speedy Labs website and come standard with a little zippered carrying case. They also have a variety of caps and switches, and then a dongle to net that PS5 compatibility if you need everything in one stop. They also have a Discord where you can show off your controller or learn more about some of their other rhythm game devices. Anyway, thanks to Hugs and Giggles for help with that sweet Slim Jim artwork, and of course Speedy Labs for a review copy of their controller. If you found value in the content, I would love it if you gave this video a like or left me a comment. Thanks for watching. Support your locals, and I'll see you next time.